Okay, hi all, welcome to Diversified Finance. My name is Lakal. So today this is the midweek Bitcoin and all coins watch. So let's not waste any time. Let's get straight back into Bitcoin chart. Okay, so today this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back in few years, say starting from 2015, and we're gonna look at the previous bull markets and the bear markets and trying to get an idea what might happen in the future. So that's the plan. So this is the Bitcoin price chart on Bittrex, and we have it goes back as far as 2015 December. So in 2013-14 we had a bull market like similar to 2017 bull run, and since then there was a bit of a correction, and then we gone back into we went back into a bear market, and 2015-16 we were in a bear market, and then 2017 all of a sudden we've seen Bitcoins heading towards a lot higher prices. So if you look at over here, let me just zoom in a bit. Yeah, so what we have seen before, this is a start. Let's say this is start of a bear market, right? In probably 2015 December, we were still in a bear market. Even though we were in a bear market, within the bear market, we have seen small pumps likewise right here. Say for example, there was a bit of a rally starting from 26th of May 2016, and it went on for until 17th of July 2016. So it was there. We have seen like a bit of a rally for like a month or so. And if you look at over here, it's about 90% pump, right? So this is, it happened back in the day. So we've seen like 90%. So basically Bitcoin double, closer to 2x. So Bitcoin doubled back in the day. Even though we were in a bear market, we've seen Bitcoin has gone up by 90%, right? So this is right in front of our eyes. And then what happened from that top, there was a higher high, let's say it's a parabolic top on 17th of June, and then we dropped back down to about $473 per Bitcoin from 775 in 2 months or so, right? So from 17th of July, August, yeah, within the next month, we've seen like a downtrend, and it dropped back down to about 467 from 775, and that would be about 40% correction from it highs, right? So first we've seen like a 90% pump, 90% rally, and then we've seen correction, 40% correction, and that did not finish there. And since then we have seen again, even though they call it like a bear market, within this bear market we've seen Bitcoin goes up all the way to about $1,000 from 445. So that's about 144%, right? So 1.5 times Bitcoin pump. And followed by that, we've seen again a dump, right? From here to about 750, 40% correction. And then that's when so early 2017 it drops from 1167 all the way back down to 750, and then we've seen another pump, another rally, which is about 72%, and then there was a correction afterwards, followed by that bull rally. We've seen another correction about 30%. And early 2017, Bitcoin dropped down to about $900 or so, and since then it just gone up from 900 back up to about $3,000, which is like 233%, and then followed by that again a 40% correction. So my point is, even though regardless of the market condition, whether it was a bull market, bear market, these 30 to 40 corrections were like kind of like common, right? We've seen this many times. So let's go a little bit further now, and then in 2017, early 2017, we've seen a severe correction from about 2,500 back down to from 2,500 back down to about $1,000. Again, 60% correction. So this kind of corrections were common. Like when in Bitcoin's 30-40% correction, we should be prepared for similar corrections. Like regardless of when you enter the market. So it doesn't matter if it's a bear market, bull market. Even during bear markets, we've seen similar rallies. Like during bear markets, we've seen rallies, maybe 70-80% rallies, and then a 40% correction. Even during a bull market, we've seen 2.5, 3, 4, 5x, and then again like a 40% correction. So, but we have never seen Bitcoin goes into like a bear market and stays there for like 5-6 years, right? Forever. Like we haven't seen anything like that. What we've seen, it's just switch from fear to greed, and greed to fear. That's what we've seen like so far, and it's kind of common for any kind of market. So I'm gonna say it's the same thing for Bitcoin, share market, for any kind of asset class. So let's go back to what we're seeing right now. Let's go to late 2017. So we've seen like 40% corrections during the bear market, and then early 2017, Bitcoin pumped from $1,000, about like $1,000, all the way up to 20K. Even during this bull run, we still seen similar corrections. Like for example, right here, there was a 30% correction right here, and then again another correction over here, which is about 23%, and then again from here back down to right here about 24%. So corrections were 40 to 30%, 30 to 40% correction even during a bull market used to be something that we should expect. So we've seen it before. So depending on that, if the history is any indication, we can predict this could happen in the future. And then let's say from 2017, Bitcoin hit like 20K. And since then, right here, I'm pretty sure, I mean, I'm 100% sure, it would have been extreme greed. We've probably seen like levels at 80, 90 for fear and greed index. But unfortunately, I looked at it. We don't have any data until 2018 February. Even then, we've seen, it's pretty clear here, we've seen extreme greed somewhere near 875. And then we dropped back into, we're going back into kind of like a bear market. It dropped and it recovered, and then it went back into like a bigger bear market, like a bigger correction. So here we've seen from the high, we've seen about 70% correction, even though like it has taken probably a year or so, about a year to do that. So Bitcoin drops from 20K back down to 6,000. Even during this period, we've seen it did not come straight down from 20K to 6,000. We've seen like corrections, like so, corrections here and rallies, bigger correction and a rally, a correction and a rally. So this is, it's like a zigzag, right? This is what we've seen for Bitcoin. It's not that you'll see like extreme greed for 2 years, right? Or an extreme fear for 2 years. It's not going to happen for so long. It's switched between extreme fear and greed. So my point that I'm trying to make right here is, this is the similar, it's the same market what we're going through right now. So there's no difference at all. So let me zoom out a bit and yes, and then we've seen it's like a choppy, like went up, back up and back down, up again, back down again, and then we see like a capitulation. We call this a capitulation, where we'll see that's the last drop. So last drop, when you see like in a bear market, when you see like a last drop, we call it like that's the capitulation. Even in a bear trend, we tend to see capitulation where you have the last drop, and then it's consolidated for some time, and after that in 2019 April, we've seen a Bitcoin start heading to a subside. So it pumped from like 3088 to about 5200, and then since then it went all the way back up to 14k. So this is supposed to be a bear market, right? It's supposed to be a bear market, but let's see like what we've seen even during this bear market. So for example, from 2017 back down to, let's say, up to like 2020 October, right here. Let me just draw a line so it's easy to see for us. Yeah. So let's look at between these two lines, these two white lines. Okay, so look what has happened from 2017 to 2020 October, right? Look what we've seen. It's not that Bitcoin like in a bear market and then it kept on going down from 20k like that, and then it went back up. I mean, this is what we normally expect, right? We haven't seen this. This is not what we've seen. If we've seen something similar to this kind of price action where Bitcoin keeps on dropping, and it comes back down to this area, and then in this area it consolidate like so in this area, right? Consolidate, likewise go up and down, and then start going up. So if you've seen something like that, it would have been easy for everyone to identify it, right? I mean, it's not rocket science. You just simply sell like somewhere over here, and then you wait for the market to come down. You buy it like somewhere near the bottom, and next thing you know, for sure, like 100% guarantee it's going to go back up. But unfortunately, that's not what we have seen. But instead, what we've seen, Bitcoin dropped, right, down to 3,000. So I believe like this is mainly done by the whales. Like whales, this is what they do. They don't want us to make it like they don't want us to make it a lot easier, like to figure out the trend. So what they do, they play with our mind. So what they have done here, they push the price back down to 3k all the way from 20k, right? And then in this area, right, we were like, I'm pretty sure it would have been extreme greed. Yeah, it would have been extreme greed in this area, extreme greed, and then we hit extreme fear somewhere over here, right? So this is the, let's say this period from November 24th, 2018. So let's go back here to fear and greed index, November 2018. Look at this. As you can see here, we were down at 10. So fear and greed used to be around like 10, 15, 20, likewise, right? And then what they've done, they push it back up. I remember like Bitcoin pumped from 3k from here to about like 14k. And then at that time, people were saying, okay, looks like that's it. The bull run has started. We're going to go to like 100k, 50k, likewise. But what happened if it pumped from 3,000 to 14k, and that's it, and then it dumped again, right? And again we've seen a bigger correction, right, from here to about the low right here, about 35% correction. And then it looked as if it consolidated over here, and then people probably thought, okay, this is the bottom, and then it went back up, and then we've seen like the corona virus dump, and then we've seen like a bigger correction from about 10K down to about 4,000 or so. So it's pretty clear, like, they're not going to make it easier for us. But something common what we've seen so far, right? Even looking at fear and greed, we never seen like in staying in like fear and greed for like a year or so, right? Even within bull markets, within bear markets, we've seen it switch from extreme fear to extreme greed, right? So that's something we can get out of this this discussion that we had so far, right? So that's the take from this discussion so far, meaning no one knows what will happen tomorrow, right? I mean, when it was like 3,000, Bitcoin was at 3,000K, I did not know it's going to go to 14K and drop back down to 3,000K. No one knew. But one thing for sure, it just switched between extreme greed and extreme fear, right? So let's look at what we're going through right now. So, right, so I'm trying to prove a point so that you guys, just to convince you guys, just because we are having a bear trend, it doesn't mean like it's going to stay there for so long, right? Eventually it'll recover and go back up, right? So right now, let's look at the fear and greed. Let's go up over here. Look at it. Extreme fear right now. Yesterday, extreme fear. Last week, fear. Last month, extreme fear. So this is kind of similar to a price action we've seen in this area and in this area, right, where Bitcoin fear and greed stayed below 20, right, or closer to 20. And what happened after that? So we had extreme fear, and we did not stay there for so long. It just shot back up, right? It went back above 50 and stayed there for some time and went back above like 70, 80K, and then we hit extreme greed again, right? And then it dropped back down to like 50 and hit extreme greed again back in November 2020. So looking at what we're seeing right now, so it's pretty much like, it's a guarantee, like I would say 99% guarantee that we're not going to stay in this level for so long. Yes, we could see a bit of a correction back down to maybe 40K, even if it's 30K. But one thing for sure, we're not going to stay in these extreme fear levels for so long, right? Eventually it'll recover, right? What they would do, they will push the market back up higher when nobody's expecting it to go higher, right? So that's the take. So I've gone through, we looked at the Bitcoin price chart from 2015, just to convince you guys, like, just because we're having a bad time right now, there's a lot of fear, it doesn't mean we're going to stay here for long. Like, we'll eventually see a lot higher prices. That's why we need to DCA for long term. So no financial advice. That's why I'm really comfortable DCAing in for long term. Like, let's say you planning to invest $1,000. I wouldn't mind like investing 30-40% right now into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then your favorite altcoins, right? So 30 to 40% in Bitcoin, another 30% in Ethereum, and the rest you can play with your favorite altcoins. So this is not a bad time to buy, because we are going through extreme fear. So when we're in extreme fear, as I explained earlier, that means extreme greed is on the way, right? So what we gotta do right now, accumulate for long term right now, have a 12 months, say long term perspective. We buy and hold for 12 months. And when we see extreme greed, we're not going to hold and all our coins expecting a lot higher prices. We need to take some profits. So this is a good time for us to take some, invest our money into cryptocurrencies. No financial advice, given that we are in extreme fear. When it hits like, when this chart, when this index goes up to like, see, so we are somewhere over here now. When it goes back up to extreme greed, let's not be greedy, take some profit out, because we know for sure it's going to go back down to extreme fear levels, right? That's for sure. When you take profit, I'm trying to say, it's not that we're going to sell everything. We just DCA, sell, and take some profit out when we see extreme greed. So it'll be the same thing what they have done back in the day. I'm talking about whales, right? They're not going to make it easy for us. So what I believe, given that this cycle hasn't finished, this cycle might extend until deeper into 2022, like, or early, like first quarter. This could go until the first quarter of 2023. This could happen, but it does not matter, right? If we see extreme greed, it's a good time to accumulate coins for long term, like for 12 months or maybe 15 months. And within that time, if we see extreme greed, we take and DCA we sell like portion of our holdings and take profit and keep that aside, expecting extreme fear levels to get back into the market. So I believe the reason why I'm saying is we haven't seen a 2017 type, like a parabolic pump, like, where people get like, we haven't seen euphoria. That's what we were waiting. Like, we want to see Bitcoin pumps 5,000 a day, like for 5, 6, 7, 10 days. Like, it goes above 100K and it goes up to like 150, like, within a week or so. That's what we want to see. We haven't seen that. I think it's coming, but not so far. I mean, let's say we see like, 100K in February, right? So what's the difference between like, we see 100K in December and February? It's like, we just had to wait 2 months more. So I don't think they're going to make it easier for us, because last year in mid 2021, everyone was saying 100K Bitcoin in December. And in my group, I clearly mentioned we're not going to see 100K Bitcoin. Why? Everybody's expecting it. And that's exactly what happened. So now I believe people are still bullish. People are still saying, oh, just because we haven't seen 100K in December, we'll see 100K in probably first quarter. That might not happen either, because a lot of people are expecting it. But what we know, whales will play with our mind, right? Try to manipulate the market, and they're trying to push the price maybe back down to 40K, or maybe we will see a lot higher prices from here. Probably back up to like 60K or even closer to 70, 75K. And then again, we might see a bigger dump, like, when you see extreme greed levels. So the best strategy for me right now is, because we are in extreme fear and we know we're going to head towards extreme greed soon, as I showed you earlier. Perfect time to accumulate for long term. And then when I see extreme greed, I'm not going to be greedy, and I'm going to take some profit out, expecting for the market to go down again. And regardless of what happens, I'm not going to get back in, like, just because all the YouTubers, everyone is expecting a lot higher prices. So that's the strategy that I'm using right now. I've been accumulating for the past few weeks. I'm quite happy what I've accumulated, but I would like to see Bitcoin drops a lot more. If that happens, I will accumulate more. But still, given that this is the second month, so we have been dropping since 10th of November, right? And then we've seen extra fear around these levels, and now we've seen extreme fear in this area. So maybe another capitulation event might happen, and then we might see another like, say, a few weeks or a month or so where it's going to push the price up a lot higher, making a lot of FOMO, and making people to get back into the market who did not buy the dip, who did not accumulate during these levels, right? So this cycle could lengthen for, like, for about like 12 months, or it could go all the way up to, like, first quarter of 2023. That's a possibility. That's what I believe. But just because that's what we expect, it's not going to be like a straight line. It keeps on going down every day, like, back down to like 20K, and they make it obvious for everyone we are in a bear market, and then pump a lot higher. Because when it dropped to 30K, they push it back up higher, like above this higher high, which is like 65, fooling everyone to like believe, oh, we are going to go to 100K. And a lot of people got in this area, and now their portfolio has gone down by like 30, 40, 50% or so, especially all coins. Now, maybe they're going to try the exact opposite, where they just make us believe the price is going to go a lot lower, like down to like maybe 20K or 25K. Instead, they'll push the price back up to 60K, or maybe beyond 69K, up to maybe 80K, right? And then people will be like, okay, here we go, we're going to go back up to 100K, and then another correction back down to like 50K or so, or maybe 60K or so. So this is something I would expect. So it's pretty simple. Let's not expect a lot higher prices, like trying to make 10x within 2 months or 3 months or so. My strategy is I'm accumulating right now for 12 to 15 months, expecting to see times where we see extreme greed, where I would be selling maybe portion of my portfolio for profit, expecting the market to go down, back down to like extreme fear levels, to accumulate more for future. So if we have that kind of strategy, the good thing is we don't need to put money from our pocket. Like, we don't need to invest any fresh cash into the market. We can use the market to make money, and then use that money to increase our wealth and increase your holdings. So this is my plan. And let's not forget, it's been like we have been in extreme fear for about like a month right now, right? Maybe another couple of weeks. Let's not forget, it's only 5th of January, so still people are still in their holiday mood. So we need more time, maybe a couple of weeks for people to get back in, even especially for traders. So until mid-January, we have to wait and see what will happen. Yes, I mentioned January is going to be like a really good month for Ethereum. Let's wait and see. Like, worst come to worst, it could be the first quarter, right? Normally, seasonality, if you look at the seasonality, Q1 has been like a very good month for Ethereum during a bull market. So they might push Bitcoin back up above like 50, 60K, or even above 70K towards 80, 90, and make it look as if we're going to go a lot higher and then a bigger correction. So I'm expecting a lot higher prices, but I would like to see a parabolic top where we see Bitcoin goes up $5,000 a day for 10 days or so, from 100 to 150, where everybody gets and make a lot of people like FOMO into this market, and then we see a bigger crash. So this could go until mid 2022. So by mid 2022, we'll have a lot better idea what's going on. But right now, I guess this is a golden opportunity for anyone. If you are new, this is a golden opportunity. Even if you've been in the market for some time, it's a golden opportunity for us to accumulate for long term. So we're not going to expect a lot higher price in a couple of months, as I mentioned earlier. Simply buy some, know your risks, have a bit of idea, okay, I'm going to buy right now. I mean, and we have to make sure that our money will be locked in this market for 12 months, right? Because 12 months is a long time. And I'm pretty sure, probably I can give maybe 70 to 80% probability that within that 12 months, we'll see a lot higher prices for Bitcoin. And then that's when we can, along the way, when the market has gone back up, when we see extreme greed and everyone's expecting crazy prices about 100K, 200K, you take some profit out, and then use the market to increase your holdings. So that's the plan I have. Okay, so I hope you learned something out of this. Do you guys have any questions? Or I can have a look at few altcoins. So if you want me to, if you have any questions, you can ask right now.
Any metaverse token that you recommend?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that was a pretty good question, actually. I think I mentioned this about last Sunday. Yeah, so let's not forget, metaverse is the new thing. I completely missed out on NFTs. I did not make much money on NFTs. I've seen Decentraland for like few cents. I did not buy, but look at it, it just pumped so hard. So that's when I realized, okay, next time I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna invest maybe 10-20% of my portfolio into metaverse tokens, because this is the future. As you know, Mark Zuckerberg changed his logo to Meta, right? So he knows what's coming. And right now, because we're in a bear market, people probably totally forgot about metaverse tokens. But these tokens gonna make you a lot of money. So that's what I believe. So as we always looked at, like I hold Hero, AI, Block, Raka, Radio Kaka, even there are few other metaverse tokens. You can simply go to coin market cap, and you can go to NFTs somewhere over here, and then if you want to look at the NFTs, you can get an idea about NFTs from here. And then on CoinGecko, you just go to CoinGecko. CoinGecko, they have like a separate tab where you see all the metaverse tokens. Yeah, so it looks like it takes some time. So yeah, metaverse tokens, let's not forget Hero. If you want to buy any of these tokens, Hero, AI, Block, Radio Kaka, you need to have a KuCoin account, right? It's on KuCoin. Yeah, the Hero is recently it pumped and then it dropped a bit right now. Let me just quickly have a look at it. Yeah, so there's not much data because it's pretty new. Yeah, so it just probably had a decent drop, as you guys can see here. Let's just go to 4-hour chart. Yeah, so this is like a pretty good area to accumulate for long term, and then if you can quickly look at the so RSI dropped as well. So these levels, and we can see bullish divergence, right? This is the 4-hour chart, so this could change at any time. As you can see here, the price is dropping, but the RSI is creeping up. As you can see here, it's just going like RSI is up. So I'm pretty sure people are accumulating these coins. Like it's a pretty good time for us to specifically invest into metaverse tokens, right? They are very important. I expect these coins to do really well in the future, especially coins like Radio Kaka. It's really cheap. Like you can buy one of them is like 0.003. So you can, for like $100-$200, you can buy a lot of coins, right? Now this could pump to maybe 10 cents or dollar. This could happen, right? We've seen 100x, we've seen 1000x, specifically for smaller coins like that. So 100x could be like pretty easy for Radio Kaka when the market pumps back up, when Bitcoin pumps back up a lot higher. All right then, guys, I really appreciate your participation. So we're gonna have another weekly Zoom session on next Sunday, coming Sunday. Maybe we're gonna look at the Dow Jones as well. Yeah, and Dow Jones made a all-time high last night. So next Sunday we can have a look at the overall traditional market, gold and silver and Bitcoin and other altcoins. So thank you for your participation. I think this is it for today's Zoom session. I'll talk to you guys on next Sunday. Thank you all. See you. Bye.